Longest Shadow by Rhea Johnson. Chapter 1. The Red Dust of Intrigue. Martian sun was setting, casting long shadows over the dust-covered streets of New Olympus, the biggest city on Mars. The sky, a perpetual shade of rusty orange, was beginning to darken into a deep purple. It was in this twilight that Marlowe Phillips, ex-World War III vet turned private eye, sat in his office, a small, dingy room in the back alley of the Spaceport district. His desk was cluttered with old case files, a half-empty bottle of Martian whiskey, and a revolver that had seen better days. The door to his office slid open, and in walked Trouble, wrapped in a figure that could stop traffic on Earth, let alone Mars. She was an enigma of beauty, her hair the color of midnight, cascading down to frame a face that was both angelic and devilish. Her eyes, a piercing green, seemed to look right through you, finding the secrets you thought were well hidden. Her name was Alara Voss, and she moved with a grace that belied the harsh environment outside. Mr. Phillips, her voice was smooth, like the finest silk gliding over skin. Depends on who's asking. Marlowe replied, his voice rough, eyes not leaving the paperwork in front of him, though every sense was alert to her presence. I need your help, I said, stepping closer. Her dress was a deep blue, the color of the Earth's oceans, now a distant memory for many on Mars. It hugged her curves. Each move she made seemed calculated to captivate. Marlowe finally looked up, his gaze meeting hers. Help's expensive, especially when it comes with legs like yours. A small smile played on her lips, but it didn't reach her eyes. I can pay, she said, placing a small, ancient-looking data chip on his desk, but what I need is discretion. Discretion's my middle name, Marlowe said, pocketing the chip without looking at it. What's the trouble? My brother Orion Voss, he's disappeared. He's involved with some less than savory characters. He was working on something big, something that could change the power dynamics, out here in the belt and beyond. Marlowe leaned back in his chair, the springs creaking under his weight. And you think someone's got him? I know they do. He was supposed to meet me at the Red Harpoon, a bar on the edge of town, but he never showed. I've tried everything, but in a place like this, with the laws as thin as the air, I need someone who knows the underbelly. Marlowe nodded, his mind already racing through the possibilities. The Red Harpoon was known for its clientele, a mix of miners, smugglers, and the kind of people who made their living outside the law. Alara hesitated, her gaze dropping for a moment. It's sensitive. Let's just say it involves technology from the old Earth Wars, something that could shift control over the asteroid mining operations. Marlowe's eyes narrowed. You're talking about weapons tech, among other things, she admitted. Orion believed it could end the monopolies, give the smaller outfits a chance. But now, I fear it's in the wrong hands. The detective stood, his trench coat swirling around him, as he walked to the window, looking out over the cityscape. Mars had its own kind of beauty, stark and unforgiving. I'll need to see where he was last, talk to his contacts, maybe shake down some of the lowlifes he might have crossed. Alara stepped closer, her perfume a sharp contrast to the stale, vape-laden air of the office. I'll do whatever I can to help Mr. Phillips. Orion's all I have left. All right, Miss Voss, let's go see the last place Orion was seen, Marlowe said. grabbing his coat and hat. He paused by the door, looking her over once more. But remember, on Mars, trust is as rare as water. Keep your eyes open. As they stepped out into the Martian evening, the last light of the sun painted the sky in hues of blood, red and deep violet. Marlo Phillips, with a case that could reshape the future of human space colonization, led the way. Behind him, Elara Voss moved with a purpose. Her presence both a distraction and a promise of deeper secrets to unravel. Together, they ventured into the neon-lit night of New Olympus, where every shadow held a story, and danger lurked in the promise of every deal.